Been gone for a few days, so I'm gonna go check out the garden and see what it did while I was gone. Well, I can tell you the peas look really like they've grown 3 times as much. I don't see any blooms on there yet though. And then green beans. Yep, we've got lots of green beans. We'll come back and pick those in a minute. Look at that sweet potato vine all over. It sure did grow. It's kind of rainy and windy too, but we'll see how everything looks. Looking good. We've got plenty of beans over here too. More beans. I don't know. The beans don't look very good. I don't know what's going on with that. I'll have to check that out. And oh my, cucumbers went all the way over there. And now they're trying to go up into the ceiling there. And more green beans. These were not ready when I left, but now they're ready to pick. Got some little squash on there. I don't see any actual squash on the spaghetti squash ones. Get them. They need to be growing up here. This tomato vine just got massive and now it's growing all down here. That's crazy. Still don't have any of the yellow ones yet. Got a bunch of red ones in there. Got a bunch of red ones. Well, I dug the rest of my potatoes out of these raised beds over here. And I got a pretty nice bucket full. Nice looking potatoes. There were some that already had some slips growing off of them, so I just replanted them. So we'll see if they'll come up for the fall. There's a little bitty lizard in here. Oh, I probably can't get it. There it is. You see him? It's tiny. It's about maybe 2 inches long. It's so cute. It's turned out to be a beautiful sunny day. This morning it was very kind of rainy and overcast. And Troy and I went and picked purple hull peas, so we'll shell those later. But now I'm going to check in on my garden and see if there's anything that needs to be picked. Looks like a few green beans. I should probably go ahead and pick this lettuce. It's all bolted, and except for maybe this one, so it's not going to do anything. It's all bitter. I'm sure I'll just pull one up and take it over to the chickens. They'll love it. Homestead dreams where the air runs free. Chickens clucking in the cedar tree. Every plane from the sawmill home in the work to leave. Candles glow from wood. I think we're done with the babies for now. Don't have any more setting. And I've lost count, but I think there's around 22. So we'll see how they turn out, and we'll keep, you know, some of the hens, and the roosters will go away. And we may even filter out some of the current hens that we already have if we like some of the new ones better. I know she's got a lot. I let her out. She was in this pen here, but that was the last one that we had cooped up. Now they're all out. I think those are the next youngest ones. They are still staying with their mom, which is a little unusual because they normally by now have gone off on their own, but everybody seems to be doing well. I'll try to let them out this evening and let them free range for a little bit. We'll probably be over here on the back porch shelling peas, so I can kind of keep an eye out for the hawks. But yep, they're all doing well, and we'll just see how they grow and which ones we keep, and it'll be interesting to see because they're all so different looking. Troy got the he changed all the hydraulic fluid in the tractor today. I was doing a little bit of computer work. I meant to film some of that, and I forgot to, because he won't do it by himself. But ever since we had the grapple put on, it's kind of had a little bit of a leak in the hydraulics, and so we just did a complete change. They were supposed to have done that, but I'm not sure that they did. So we went ahead and changed the filter and all the fluids, and hopefully reset that fitting, and so maybe it won't leak anymore. It was just right up here by your feet. Looks like he's cleaned it up, but it was dripping right down in here, so it was very obvious. So he's cleaned that up now, so we can tell, you know, if it's still leaking or not. But just like, you know, it's important to do all your maintenance and keep up with all your stuff. Another thing, I don't know if I've talked about this or not, but we have something coming in, and some kind of critter. And while we were gone, it came in and got into this like fish fertilizer. It's not even food. Got into that and something else here in the barn. And so we put this live trap out last night, and it did flip it over and it tripped it, but nothing got caught in there. So I'll reset it again tonight, and we'll do it, you know, a few times, and maybe we'll catch, just hoping not to catch the cat. That's always our fear, but she'll be fine if she gets accidentally caught in there. But when we came in, all these boxes, which there's no food or anything in this stuff, it's just stuff, you know, gardening stuff. But it was all tore up, and stuff was, you know, spread everywhere. So there's definitely, when we had the feed out of the brooder box over there, something did get in there one night. And Mom thinks she saw a possum, so that's probably what it is, but we'll keep an eye on this. We'll set it each night until we catch something. Best case scenario, it's a possum. Worst case, it's a raccoon. Both are not good to be around chickens, but coons are worse. I know we have coons because you can hear them and you can see them way back here at night. If you walk back there with a flashlight up in the trees, you can see eyes. So I know we have coons. I just don't know if they're coming up here. But we'll get it. Keep you updated on that to see what we catch. Hopefully it's not butter. Looks like I do need to get in and clean the pool. I'll probably do that later. There's a few leaves in there. But you can see, or maybe you can see, it's been raining so much that the pool is just like overflowing. So, yeah. That's, you know, normally by this time of year you have to put water in the pool, but now it's just overflowing. I don't know if I've ever showed these guys on the channel or not. This is Chance. And this is Merle. It's my daughter. Son-in-law and grandson's pups. And they are on a little trip, so I'm not really babysitting, but I'm letting them out every now and then. They come down to the house and visit Cody, so they've probably been on the channel before. You good boy. You good boy, Chance. Yeah. He loves to be petted. Usually they're jealous if you're petting one. The other one comes pushing in. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Oh, there comes Merle. Alright, you boys done? I couldn't find your ball, so I can't play ball with you. So I can't find it. Look at these little petunias. These things have been coming back for years and years and years. They're just a reseeding annual. It's always in this area. I've tried for years. This is over on Mom's side. This is her little hot tub area where originally, many years ago, it was a deck to another little house. But anyway, she put some seeds out, I don't even know, probably 30 years ago. And they keep coming back. She's, you know, all this landscape has changed many times over the years, but like I said, I have tried, I have pulled seeds, I've pulled plants, I've done everything and tried to move some over to my area, and they just never have. But she doesn't do anything, they just keep coming back. She just weed eats around them. This little house, I don't know if y'all ever wondered what this is. This is our pump house. This is where the well and all the pumps and everything. We've got two separate ones. One goes to all of our stuff in our house and everything, and then one goes, there's one well, but there's two pumping systems and holding tanks and all that. We did have a pretty nice little flower bed around it, but then over the years, I don't know, I have just decided I don't want to maintain flower beds anymore. It's a lot of work because there's so many weeds that come up. Like you can see that front porch area, and the moles got in there. So that's actually something I need to add to my list of things to do. Came back here in the back to check on Troy. He's doing a little brush hogging. It's the evening. You can see the sun's kind of down, went back behind the trees there. I think it's still, I just looked at the Weather Channel, it's around 90 actual temperature, and it says it feels like 97. but there's a really nice breeze blowing, so it really doesn't feel that bad. Now when you get out and start exerting some energy, yeah, it's going to be hot, but Cody came back here with me and he's been enjoying the pond. And we're just trying to get a little mowing done. And there's another pasture back behind here. Need to get mowed as well. Won't do that tonight though. I usually get up in the morning and do it, but it's on the weekends. Troy likes to do the mowing, so because he's home, and so I'll let you know. I want him to have tractor time too, because he enjoys it. Some activities that we save until the fall or winter, like trimming limbs. Like this tree here, you can't really cut around it because the limbs are so low. So we like to keep them trimmed, because if you don't mow around it, all the underbrush, much like a fence row, will get all grown up. And we also like to be able to mow the complete perimeter of the whole property. In order to maintain that, you know, you also have to cut limbs up so high because you're up in the tractor. But Troy was back here brush hogging, and I was just cutting a few things down with my nippers. But it's looking really good. One of the main reasons we keep it mowed down is because over the years, we've gotten rid of a lot of the bad species like goatweed and thistle and some of those just really bad weeds that come in and ruin your pasture. Now we do have a lot of bahia grass, but there's really nothing we can do about that here. But we want to keep this maintained as much as possible so those invasive weeds don't come back in. I know I've talked about trees a few times on this channel because my dad he loved trees, different kinds of trees, and he brought several species, and my mom kind of wanted me to point out that this live oak tree, which is not native to our area, it's more a southern, and this is actually called the southern live oak, that he brought quite a few of those to our place. He loved them, and so they've done really well. We've only really lost one, and it got some kind of disease. I don't know, maybe 10 years ago we had to cut it down, but they've all done really well. But their growth pattern is so unique, and I think that's why he liked them so much. But again, we got to keep this underbrush to keep them healthy and have, you know, plenty of nutrition and water and things. I think it helps to keep this underbrush cleared out. In this video, we had just gotten back from our trip to the beach, and I was really excited to go out into that garden and see what all had happened. You know, we were gone, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, and finished digging the potatoes. That was really good, a little crop that we got there. Green beans, tomatoes, and probably cucumbers, I don't know, but we got a really good little harvest there. And you know, there's still, other than the potatoes, I'm still getting all of those things. And I think we just did a few, you know, things, maybe over a week period, did some homestead chores and things. And so yeah, I hope you enjoy watching the video. I appreciate you watching, and if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to come on this journey with us. Thanks again for watching.